Ah, what's up, people? Another day? Sorry, that was probably really loud. I forgot there was a mic there. Apologies if the sound of my voice is funky. The mic on my iPhone is malfunctioning, has been for quite a while, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I feel justified in getting a new phone. Also, yeah, I'm switching companies, and that's how this whole story starts. I was at the Docomo shop today. There's AU, SoftBank, and Docomo. They're the three main ones in Japan. And I decided to switch to Docomo because I want to get better service when I'm in the countryside and when I go out of the city, especially when I'm at the house in the countryside. So, Rancho Relaxo. Hard to relax if I can't even be sure that I'm going to have any signal. I mean, it could be argued that's kind of a nice thing, but I can always just turn it off, right? Anyway, so I had gone in the morning uh, to talk to someone about hooking up the phone, and he was telling me how Docomo is great, and it is a bit more expensive, but he's like, when the big earthquake happened recently in Kumamoto, it was only Docomo that worked. The other ones, they weren't working. And a long time ago, like 15, 17 something years ago, there was an earthquake here, and a big one. A lot of people died. It was bad. I wasn't here then, but it was bad. And apparently only Docomo worked then for quite some time. I mean, I don't know. That's what he told me. Are these crooked? I don't know. I use these with my gaming laptop, so well, I say gaming laptop. It's no gaming laptop. It's a laptop, and it kind of can play games, but not very well. Tangent, right? Uh, and I just thought, wow, okay, well, that's one more reason to think Docomo's all right. And I'd made up my mind because I really want the service that I can get out where the other house is, and I know the Docomo is the best there. Um, so yeah, we're talking about that, and I went upstairs with him to talk about some contract stuff, and we're going through hypotheticals and things. And I shit you not, 5 minutes after he brought up the whole earthquake thing, my phone and about everybody's phone in the store and a bunch of speakers, it was nuts. It was like whoop whoop whoop, and it was super obviously sudden, and it in Japanese it's like earthquake alert and stuff, and we're like wow. And then it says on the thing, what's happening in Tottori, and the news on the TV comes on. It's all so fast, and then sure enough we get some. I felt it and he did. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, there was a little bit of a shake, and he's like, really? And then there was a lot more of a shake, like more of like this. And the place where the earthquake was is quite far, but I mean, it's a few hours by car, so it's just not that far. Anyway, it really moved the building the second time. Like stuff wasn't falling off the shelves or anything, but we were definitely doing this and this. And the guy, we'd been speaking Japanese the entire time and going through all this stuff, and all of a sudden he just goes, "Oh shit," and okay, interesting. It turns out that this guy had spent a lot of time in California as a kid, and so English is his second language, but it's he's owned it. You know what I mean? He's not he's fluent, but he's not a native speaker, if that makes sense. So, and plus, looking at my face probably affects how the old mind works, and his instinct was to say, "Oh shit." I talk to myself in Japanese all the time, so I mean, I get that, but it was just really funny because we were speaking English the whole time, but at the same time, it's not funny because there's an earthquake. So sorry, understand. There's a funky thing happening there with different emotions, right? So fear is a part of it, but I'm kind of used to it also, and I just figure, well, what can you really do? And we kind of sat there, and we know it's far away, so probably we're okay. But then the more it started shaking, I started thinking, huh, maybe we're not okay. And then it stopped, and information comes pouring in, and we kind of went back to business as usual. And it's like, well, I hope that everybody's okay, kind of thing. But what can you do, right? So I go home, I make lunch, talk with my wife, let her know, look, I got to switch phone companies and stuff. She didn't like it because when we're on the same one, so with the same company, she thinks she's getting a discount. They told me that there is no discount. I don't know. Anywho, I went back and I said, you know what? I had ordered a black phone, but it's going to take like a month. And I said, you know what? Just give me the pink one. It's the last one they had in stock, 256 gigabytes. I said, give me that one. I've never had a pink one before. I want that one. And he's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, give me the pink one. And I said, I'll come back to get it tomorrow. I'll go home and do all the the data backup stuff. And I'll come back and, you can buy they're going to give me $200 for my iPhone 5S, which, if I didn't have so many iPhones already, I would keep it, but I have no need. And I figure $200, somebody else can use it, great. So I'll take all the data off of that and erase it and stuff and whatever. But I want him to be the guy because, we bonded. And he's like, well, I'm not going to be here tomorrow the next day. I'm joking. I'm like, yeah, you have to be here. That's He's like, oh, actually, the earthquake that showed the map on the screen, all of Western Japan, well, like a lot of Western Japan, so many dots with the epicenter, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, showing the Richter scale, whatever. Um, he said my house where I grew up is right on the X, and he turns out he grew up in a Buddhist temple family. His grandfather is/was, I'm not sure, a Buddhist priest or a Buddhist monk. And but he'd also spent a lot of time in California. Yeah, it's still, I'm figuring it out. He's like, I have to go home. I have to deal with stuff because whoa. This is iPhone doesn't matter anymore. Is everyone okay? Like, is everything? He's like, no, it's not okay. I was like, whoa. Okay, everyone's okay, but everything's not okay, and I won't know how bad it is until I go home. It turns out that this temple ground or whatever is wicked old. And it's like, I don't know. The government will pay to restore it and rebuild it and everything. He just has to go back and sort of deal with stuff. So that's pretty nuts. But anyway, so that it's crazy, He just mentioned it in passing, I guess, about earthquakes, and then we have one, which we've lived in this house for over 2 years, and I can't remember ever feeling anything. Maybe a little something, but this is the most I've felt it. And then it turns out that the guy I've been talking to the whole time, like, his house is right there. So I don't know yet how serious it was or if there's going to be more or anything like that. I haven't been following the news closely. But it's kind of a scary thing, and it's interesting. I can't remember what I've said because I've already recorded this video once and the mic didn't work. So anyway, I don't know. I thought that was an interesting thing. Yeah, none of our houses seems to be fine, and stuff inside seems to be fine. But, prayers and thoughts to the people who experience that nearby. And I don't know. It's a freaky thing. But what I've kind of made peace with it, or the way that I've made peace with it, is just to kind of recognize or acknowledge that wherever you go, there's something. So just we try to be safe as best we can, but we also know that we don't know that we have tomorrow. So that's a good thing to remember, and a somber note to end on. Sorry about that, but it's good to be somber sometimes. Stupid mic. Take care, and I'll probably be back.
Right, so I'm trying to get this microphone so that it doesn't sound super close. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe like this. Testing her out because the mic on my phone doesn't work right. It just sounds like this. Testing.